Ladies and gentlemen, is your favorite Zionist prince, Tala Traveling Clad. I'm your sweet Zionist white colonizer. I have my glasses on because I'm having a bad case of dry eye, and my eyes keep tearing up by looking at the LCD screen, so this helps alleviate it a little bit. Don't worry about me. I'm okay. It's just a little bit overworking. Just think of me kind of like the brown Casey Neistat. We're both Jewish anyway, so it doesn't matter. We're looking at a clip from Bibi Netanyahu today about the war on Gaza and an update of actually what's happening in Gaza. Let's take a look.
אזרחי ישראל היקרים, כמוכם גם אני הזדעזעתי אתמול. ראיתי את סרטוני הזוועה של הבנים היקרים שלנו, רום ואביתר.
I just need to make a clear, just in case there's no context for you. 2 days ago, Hamas released these horrific videos of, I don't want to share them on my page, I'm sorry. Even though the family said they're clear for publication, there's many people who covered them already. So feel free to just look them up online if you want to. I just don't want to continue the propaganda on my personal page. And no judgment to the people who do. I don't want to here. Basically, they released videos of 2 Israeli hostages digging their own graves in a tunnel, starving. And you can see the hand of the Hamas member just fully fat, full of food. And the completely emaciated, looking like they just came out of a concentration camp. Victims of Hamas's terrible starvation tactics on the hostages. So this is what he's actually addressing, if you haven't seen the clip.
צלצלתי למשפחות, חיבקתי אותם בשמי ובשם רעייתי, גם בשמכם. תראה אותם, הם מקים בצינוק. אבל המפלצות של החמאס שעוטפות אותם, להם יש זרועות אבות בשר, יש להם כל מה שהם צריכים כדי לאכול.
Yeah.
הם מריבים אותם כמו שהנאצים הריבו את היהודים. כשאני רואה את זה, אני מבין בדיוק מה החמאס רוצה. לא רוצה עסקה. הוא רוצה לשבור אותנו.
Yep.
באמצעות סרטוני הזוועה האלה, באמצעות תעמולת הזוועה השקרית שהוא מפיץ בעולם. אבל אנחנו לא נשבר. אני מתמלא בנחישות עוד יותר חזקה. לשחרר את בנינו החטופים, לחסל את החמאס, להבטיח שעזה לא תהווה יותר איום על מדינת ישראל.
I have a controversial take. You guys ready? I've had this opinion for quite a while now. Just the way that Bibi said, Hamas uses these tactics, and they actually succeeded by using these tactics, because the same day that these videos came out, basically, okay, I don't want to make it too sectarian, but like liberal, anti-Bibi, anti-government Israelis flooded the streets at the hostage square, demanding the release of the hostages and dismantlement of the government. And again, this isn't to paint with a broad stroke. I really am not trying to get like too sectarian with internal Israeli politics, but it is true that like a lot of these return the hostages rallies have turned into like anti-Bibi, anti-government protests. It's true. And that's not right either. That like this genuine desire for returning the hostages has turned into like an anti-political thing that was happening before Hamas invaded on October 7th. But I truly believe that the Jewish people, especially the Israeli Jewish people, are kind of like sheep, and they need a shepherd. Moses, for example, biblically was our shepherd, in our shepherd figure. He was our prophet that led us out of bondage in Egypt, out of being sheep, and made us into who we are. And throughout times, you can see when Israel didn't have a strong leader, or a leader who stepped that role of a shepherd, they were sort of left distraught without somebody to follow. And again, I'm not trying to sound egotistical that I'm saying. I want you to look into my eyes when I say I'm being as genuine as possible. I'm not trying to be sarcastic here. I see myself and many other creators who are doing this kind of stuff, and outspoken people for the Jewish people, we're almost kind of like your shepherds in a way. Many Jewish people who watch our content, they don't have the confidence to talk about these topics, the confidence to take an action, step up, speak out. And we are almost like your leaders who are supposed to shepherd you into the right direction. And my job is to try to figure out what is that right direction so I can shepherd you there. Now, if we're to take this on the broader context of Israel, I don't think that Bibi Netanyahu is a strong shepherd anymore. I think there were periods of times where he was, but I just don't think that that's it right now. And I do think that it's high time that we do see a change in government in Israel, in a step in the right direction for a leader. And I don't know if that needs to happen immediately. And this isn't me saying like Bibi needs to come off right now, because I think that would also throw Israel into chaos. But I think that it's time that we get a new leader, a new government, a new shepherd that we can all rally behind, that is our leader. And obviously, because it's a Jewish state and Jews will never agree on anything, you're never going to get a leader that everyone is okay with, that everyone subscribes to. But we definitely need a change, a strong leader who can usher in an age of peace and prosperity in Israel, the likes we've never seen before. And I believe that it's hard when we get this messaging from Bibi that he's going to go harder, and then it invigorates him to go harder after seeing these videos on the hostages, that we have a hard time. I think most of us have a hard time believing it at this point. Not that I don't think he's genuine. I think that he's genuine. It's just that the follow through, I think it's hard for us to trust that the follow through is going to be there. Because for almost 2 years, we've been hearing, and what we're seeing is kind of different. And this isn't me advocating, by the way, for a stronger sense of the war. It's just, this is me advocating for making the right moves, both for Am Yisrael, for the Jewish people, because at the end of the day, like it or not, Bibi Netanyahu is kind of the leader of the Jewish people currently. Whether you like it or not, he kind of represents the Jewish people globally. And I know that's a controversial thing to say, but here's the reality. Jews have been getting attacked on October 7th on the behest of Israel, even if they have nothing to do with Israel. So for all intents and purposes, Bibi Netanyahu is the representative of the Jewish people globally. And I think it's time that we have a new shepherd to shepherd us in the right direction. Maybe sounds a little corny, maybe sounds a little cheesy. You make of it what you think, but I really believe in this. I believe that Jewish people tend to behave like sheep, especially Israelis. We need a follower. We need somebody to follow, to direct us in the right direction. Because if we don't have that, we sort of start losing. We start going on the fringes a bit. And Hamas does a really good job at infiltrating us psychologically and causing a mess, especially in our unity. And I really think it's important for us to be as unified as possible in the moment. So, controversial take. I want to hear your comments down below. This is a theory. It's a thought. It's not set in stone. It's not concrete. It's not supposed to be discriminatory. I'm curious what your thoughts are on it. Love you guys a long time. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, Klutz.
If you believe in my content and want to support me, just know your help is needed. There's a bunch of great ways to support me, being PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or joining my Patreon community down below. Patreon is the best way to support my channel, and you'll get a bunch of cool perks depending on what tier you join. Another great way to support me is by buying my merchandise on thetravelingclat.com. I regularly drop new merch designs like this beautiful hat, or this amazing shirt, where you can support the channel and get something cool for yourself. I also have an amazing Discord community with people from all over the world. Thank you so much for your support.